On Wednesday, we got the latest FOMC rate decision from Jerome Powell and the Fed, following their first meeting since President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff announcements last month. Powell made it clear in the subsequent press conference that the US economy, based on the bulk of available data, is still tracking well. And whilst the risks of seeing higher inflation and unemployment have risen, they held interest rates steady and significantly made it clear that they won't be rushed into lowering borrowing costs until there's more certainty on the direction of trade policy, which of course will have to come from the White House. So the benchmark federal funds rate stayed at the range of 4.25 to 4.5%. That's where it's been since December. Powell did acknowledge that consumers and business sentiment had darkened amid the erratic tariff announcements, but this does not drive the rate change, preferring to see the outcomes and data ahead before acting. We can be patient, he said. He also observed that recent weaker GDP data might not be telling the whole story. Powell underscored that uncertainty over the scope and scale of tariffs and the outcome of looming trade talks will keep policymakers on hold for now, and that they may have to take some tough choices between lowering borrowing costs to support the jobs market or keeping them elevated to contain price pressures. The scenario of both higher inflation and higher unemployment is a bit of a nightmare for central bankers because they, on one hand, would want to lift rates to quash inflation, but also cut rates to stimulate employment, which is the very recipe for stagflation. The key observation from the Fed is how they are backed into a reactive corner, waiting for new data to update their models and trying to understand that if stagflation does end up as the outcome, then their playbook becomes, well, very complicated indeed.